Hi, I'm Willie with H5 Technology, and thank you for coming to my channel. Welcome, and I want to thank everybody. It's truly appreciated that you are here. Tonight, we are going to talk a little bit about voice over IP and how you can ease into voice over IP. You saw me do the video last week about the Grandstream handset, which is running right back here. I've got a Cisco one over this shoulder, and we're going to talk about another device tonight. But first, let's talk about voice over IP. So what is voice over IP? Voice over IP literally stands for voice over internet protocol. So VoIP may be called internet calling, VoIP, and what it does is instead of the phone call going over the POTS line, the plain old telephone service line, it is then, instead of just going out over that copper wire, your phone converts it into packets, usually UDP, and fires them off to the other side, which then receives them, and then they are translated from those packets back into your voice, which is heard. And it happens very quickly, just like anything on the internet. Now, one thing to note about voice over IP is that at about 150 milliseconds of delay, you're going to start seeing some jitter. So kind of keep that in mind as we start talking about this, because this is just really the first video on how we're going to ease into this, because we've got full Grandstream videos that are coming very soon about how to set up your system and SIP trunks and all that, the good stuff that goes with voice over IP along with the network. So we're going to learn how to also configure the network so the network is optimal for voice over IP. Before we get to the actual product, it is an Obihai. It's an OBi200, and you could call this an ATA, which can take an analog phone line. So you're thinking like, oh, are we going to use yeah, we are. I actually had to go out and I had to buy an analog phone. So I have this VTech phone. We're not going to put the batteries in it because we're not going to use the caller ID, but we are going to use this phone with the Obihai device. But let's talk a little bit about who Obihai is. Obihai has been in voice over IP for a few years, and they have been purchased by Polycom. So Polycom announced their strategic acquisition plan for Obihai, and then not too much longer after Polycom announced that they were buying Obihai, Polycom is now going to be acquired by Plantronics. And Plantronics, you are probably most familiar with Plantronics through headsets and phone devices. They are going to acquire Polycom, and Polycom purchased Obihai. So we could say that this is Polyplan Obicom. I made a joke about that, but they hopefully. So Obihai has the ObiTalk service, which we're going to walk through setting up, because that's how we are going to manage our device. But I'm hoping that it doesn't get discontinued. I don't see any reason why it should. They are one of the few providers that actually officially supports Google Voice, and that's one of the cool things about these Obihai devices. Now, I couldn't recommend this in a business, but for at home, if you want to get your toes wet and learn about voice over IP, this is the device that we're definitely going to use for that. It's the cost for entry to get into this, to learn about everything that this little box can do. I think I picked this thing up for 45 bucks. You can get it from the, it'll be in the Amazon store down there. And then this phone, I couldn't believe this phone was $10. So, but you can use, with the Obihai, you can use a digital phone, or you can use an analog handset. So when you get the Obihai, it comes in a pretty plain Jane box. You know, other brown packages show up at your house like this that don't talk about what's in them. We'll open it up. You get the Quickstart guide. You get the power adapter. Now, these are not PoE, at least this model is not. So we get the power adapter. You get an Ethernet cable. And then we get the Obihai device, and it actually is not very big. I'm not gonna whip out the ruler, the official H5 ruler, but here's an edge router. So you're all familiar with how small an edge router X is, and here is the Obihai device. So it is smaller than an edge router X, and you can see that on the front of this device they have the Google Voice branding. And the most common way that I use this device right now is we have places that want to get rid of their landline, their fax machine. And so we port their number over to Google Voice through a complicated process, because it starts out as a landline. We have to port it to a cell phone, and then from the cell phone we port it to Google. But eventually, in just a week or so, you can get your landline ported over this guy, and plug a fax machine in there, because this does support T.38 faxing. So the T.38 is kind of the standard for faxing. You can look that up if you want to know a little bit more. On the top of this, it does say no emergency calls, tells us where to sign up. There's the Google Voice. We're going to have our OBi number, so if you've got an Obihai device, you can call me directly once I have this set up using that number. It's got the model, MAC, serial number. It is fanless, but you can see there are lots of vent holes and stuff like that in it. And you've got your phone line, USB, because you can make these wireless. You've got your internet line, and then your power. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plug this into the network, and then while it's booting up, we are going to plug our analog phone into this. My kids didn't even know what this was, so we're gonna go ahead and get this all plugged in. I'll do a glorious unboxing of the VTech phone real quick. Like I said, we're not gonna get congratulations on buying an analog phone in 2018. Now, I say that in jest because you know what? I can actually find several serious applications for an analog phone going over voice over IP. Because here's the thing. This isn't just going to hook us to Google Voice. This will actually integrate with the Grandstream PBX. You can use this as an endpoint to integrate into other phone systems, besides using it as a gateway to Google Voice. So here is the VTech phone in all of its glory. Just a very simple phone. We're not going to put the batteries in. Like I said, we're not going to be using the caller ID. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to get everything plugged in, and we will be right back. Okay, so I have everything plugged in. I've got my phone, my actual VTech phone, plugged in to the phone port. The Ethernet is plugged in here, and then power is down there. Now, here is the VTech phone, and you will notice that we've got a couple LEDs down here. We've got the power LED, we've got the internet network LED, and it is occasionally flashing, and then we have this LED that looks like a little handset, and when I pick up the handset, you'll notice that light comes on. That means that the analog phone, or the phone that is plugged into that, is active. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this back here, and I'm actually going to put the handset over here to the side, and we're going to get out the Quickstart guide here. Quickstart guide. So step 1 tells us that we are going to need an analog phone and an active internet connection and an Ethernet port. We got that taken care of. So step 2 is going to tell us how to plug everything in, and it gives us an overview of the LEDs, and we're done with step 2. They make this very, very easy. By the way, this device does have a 1-year limited hardware warranty, and they do tell you not to use this for emergency service, but you can actually buy enhanced 911 for this. So I would say proceed with caution as far as that goes. Now, we need to make a test call. So it says at any time you may place a test call to the OBi number below. So it's all twos. So it's **9 222 222 222. So let's pick up the phone. And I've got dial tone. I don't know if you could hear that on the video or not. But I'm going to do **9 222 222 222. And I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it. So I'm going to press the pound key to end the test. I get a tone. Test is over. So our Obi device is talking to Obihai. So now we're going to go to obitalk.com and we are going to set up our account real quick, and then we can start looking at some of the other voice over IP services. So we're over here at ObiTalk, and we are going to go ahead and register. And I'm going to pause this. You should know how to register for accounts. I'm not going to give you my email address or my password or anything like that. Oh, look at this. So they've rebranded the ObiTalk to Polycom. We've got the Polycom down here, so hopefully this is good news that this will be sticking around. The device should be useful whether we have this or not. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to create an account, and then we're going to log in, and I will be right back. Okay, so we went to ObiTalk. We followed the instructions on the Quickstart guide, created our account, activated the account. Step number 5 is to set up our voice over IP services. So we are back here at obitalk.com, which I'm very excited that it is rebranded Polycom. And it says, need to add your Obi device. Click yes to add your Obi device to your talk board, or to your dashboard. And we do need to do that. So we're going to click yes. So at this point, I do not want to configure Google Voice because I need to actually get a Google Voice number for that. But we will go through that. I'll do a follow-up video for that. So I'm going to uncheck that. So I'm going to say next. It says add an Obi device. Please pick up the telephone handset and dial **5 8504. So it's going to be, here it is, **5 8504. You may hang up when you hear the automated response. And there it is. When I heard the automated response, it went ahead and added my device. I'm just going to go ahead and confirm that. And now we have our dashboard. And we can see everything we've got here. So this, I believe that this Anvio is another way that you can add services. Definitely the Google Voice, we are going to do that. But then let's take a look at our devices. So we have 4 different accounts that we can configure on the OBi200. And you can see that this is my number, so if you've got an Obi device and you want to call me directly, there's the number. Speed dial status is 2. I have an offline message there, but the device is definitely not offline, although I do see there is a firmware update available. So we're going to go ahead and let's see, should be an automatic update here. We'll click the little configuration icon, and you can see what we've got going on in here. You can see that it's got an automated button for the Google Voice setup. That Anvio E911, that is the enhanced 911 that I was talking about. Okay, so we've logged in. We're not going to do Google Voice yet, but what we are going to do is we're going to join this to the Grandstream phone system. But real quick, just to make you feel better about this, in case Polycom or Plantronics or whatever, if they were to end this service, this right here, this web page admin password, which by the way, don't use admin, but if you have the IP address of your device, you can log in and manually configure all of these devices from the device. You do not need the Obihai web interface. So it does make it really easy. it takes a lot of the configuration work out of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to the UCM6202, which this is just this phone system. We're going to have many videos on this. It's going to be great. But we're going to use extension 5004. And I had a device registered to it. I don't have that device anymore, but the password here is "let me in one!" So that's what we're going to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to back to our Obihai, and where it says Service Provider 1, we want to use that since we're not using Google Voice. So we're going to click Set Up Service Provider, and we're going to come down here and we're going to click Next. And then down at the bottom of the list, you've got Generic Service Provider. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this name out. We're going to call this H5 Technology, because that's who we are. It'll be our primary line for outgoing calls. I'll disable the voicemail notification for now. The 7-digit dialing, I mean, I could turn that on, but everybody else has to dial 10 digits, so I'm going to leave that the way it is. Now what I'm going to do here is under the service provider proxy is I'm going to put the IP address of the Grandstream phone system. We'll leave the 5060 port the way it is. We'll put our extension, username, and password in. And then we're going to click Save. Now, Obihai has wizards that walk you through setting up all of those services, so it is all really this easy. Now, if the service goes away and you have to use the web interface, it's not going to be quite as easy, but it's still going to be easy. Now, the device does have to reboot after you add a service to it, so we'll go back over here to the dashboard. We can see the status. It says it's online, but it says that the service is not yet configured. So we're going to let this sit for a couple minutes because it actually has to communicate from the device to this and grab the configuration and all that stuff. So I'm going to pause the video for a few minutes. We're going to let it get configured. We're not going to get into a huge hurry, and then we're going to check on it and see. And I said that, but let's okay, we're registered. So that's it happened much quicker than what I thought. So I picked the phone up, I got dial tone. So now if I dial extension 5000, what should happen is my phone over here should ring. We have to give it a second. And there it is. So I don't know if you can hear this, but you can see on the screen that it is extension 5004 calling. So I'm going to hang that up. And now if I can open up the Grandstream app on my cell phone here. And I can dial extension 5004, which is this phone. And now you hear this phone ringing. So I could find a million uses for that analog phone still at this point. But that's it. That's how easy the Obihai is, and the Google Voice is even easier because once you have a Google Voice account, and like I said, we'll do a video on that. But once you have the Google Voice account, you just log in, you pair Google Voice with your Obihai, and you're done. But you can use this on phone systems. You can use it on multiple service providers. It's a great little box. If you go to the store down below, it's going to be in there. So that's it. That's kind of this is our intro. This is like our voice over IP primer. Like, you can get this inexpensive device that can be used for so many different things, including on the Grandstream system we're going to be doing the videos on, and you can use it with Google Voice, and you can I mean, it has dozens, if not hundreds, of uses. So that's it for now. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment and share. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you need voice over IP or network or security consulting, go to h5llc.com down there. Fill out the contact form, and we will get a hold of you about that. You can also join the mailing list. You can join our Discord server. Charlie's our admin. He does a great job. And we're going towards 25,000 subscribers. We've got a USG to give away and a NetTool once we hit that number. And there's going to be more Synology, Ubiquiti, HP, Grandstream videos, a lot of this stuff coming. I'm going to try to get at least 3 videos out a week. I'm not promising that. That's just kind of where I'm at. If you want to buy one of these Obihai devices and an analog phone, I do have them on my store, and that Amazon store link is down there. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.